What's good, my con going, my anime enthusiasts, my comic enthusiasts, my pop culture enthusiasts? Welcome to my day one experience and eventually day two and three of the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo 2026. Now, this is their 11th one already. That's pretty amazing for a convention to last even longer than 10 years, let alone 5, to be honest, with how much is going on. And it seems like to me, even though this is my first time going to this, it keeps getting better and better and better with more guests, more things to do. And this one offers a different experience, as most conventions do. They always have a little niche or one thing that can really sets it apart from the others, and also tells you about the environment around which all of them do. For instance, before I get very into it, they have a incredible system when it comes to the tabletop game room where you can actually sign up for the games rather than a big large demo board game library. It's actually a sign up system where you can see a schedule of all the games that are going to happen that are head by a game master, that be a D&D, a tabletop miniature game, or even a board game itself, or even a card game. You would sign up for that time, show up, play the game, and be on with it. No longer do you have to really find other random people to play or try to corral your friends together. You can just meet new people that you've never met before and indulge in the thing that you like, whether it be the board game, the tabletop miniature game, or even the card game itself. That's amazing. But getting ahead of myself. Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo 2026, the 11th one, located in Huntsville, Alabama, held at the Von Braun Center. Amazing building, an amazing place. As you can see me already, I am walking from the front entrance of the Von Braun Center all the way back to the tabletop room. And I have to say, it is a bit of a walk as you go through these long hallways and corridors and winding places. And you can see all of the fan tables and other, not volunteer, what am I thinking of? Oh, other places that want to really promote their own thing, whether it be other conventions or haunted houses, because it's getting relatively close to October. Yeah, so day one for me was pretty good, all the way up to the little bit of the end. That'll be a story in of itself. But there was plenty to do on day one. They had a nice panel schedule for all 3 days. And of course, the tabletop room was open all the way to midnight, if I remember correctly. Because the South Hall, that would be where the vendor hall was, would close early at 8 on Friday, 6 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday. Well, Sunday is like the last day, so they would close a little bit early. But on Friday and Saturday, they would close early. But the tabletop game room would last until midnight. So you had plenty of time to get in some gaming hours. And of course, some of the panels lasted until 8 and longer, bits and like that. So speaking of, while I'm walking to that area, let's talk about the tabletop area, because that's, I would say, the biggest highlight for the Huntsville pop comic and pop culture expo for this convention, because the robust system that it has for setting up the games is pretty amazing. Okay, so we're finally here. The tabletop room proper. Now, this place is pretty spacious. It has several tables. In the front, you'll have the place where you can register to play any of the games that you want to be in. They also have their own little setup to where a play and play, where you check out some board games, you play them for a certain amount of time, and when you turn them in, you get entered in for a raffle to win some free stuff. They had a concession stand besides that, and then of course in the middle you had all the tables to where everything was going on, and then the far back, that's where they had the retro game area. That's where they had some old game consoles where you can play like Sonic 3, Mario Kart 64, the Atari, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, amazing. But as you can see right now, this is what it looks like when you want to register for any of the games. You look at the sheet, and each one of them is set off in like hour or hour and 30-minute blocks. And it tells you the name of the game, who the game master is, who will guide you through it, the table number that you gotta go to, the estimated play time, the age for who might want to play the game, the experience that you need to play the game, the game master behind it, a description of the game itself or what you might be doing, and you just sign your name down. Remember the times that you got to go to, because you're committing to that. You're kind of expected to show up and play, and when you go there, you sit down, you play the game, and boom, that's it. And with that being said, you can actually schedule yourself on what you want to do. Say that you got a panel coming up at 7 o'clock. Okay then, and you got plenty of time beforehand to do some things. Well, maybe at 4 o'clock you write your down for this board game, and it lasts for 2 hours. Cool. So from 4 to 6, you're playing that game. Then you got a nice little hour gap to get in line early for that panel you got at 7 o'clock. Simple, easy. It's a nice system. Of course, I heard some other people that were a little jarred by the whole system, but to me at least, this is a pretty cool way to like not only A, meet new people, B, play board games or play in RPGs that you never thought you would play, and you have like the actual people that will be dedicated to go play it, whether they played it beforehand or they want to try it. And C, you have a game master that actually guide you through things, so you don't have to be like lost playing the games. Like, how many times do you want to check out like a board game at a convention or place and you're really lost in the rules or whatnot? Well, you have the game master that comes in, that guides you through everything for the first couple of turns, and then they just let you run free. You can ask them any questions about the things. I like this. It's cool. And of course, like I said, it's not just board games. They had tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, Starfinder, Pathfinder, other RPG systems, and they had tabletop miniature games, mainly bolt action and BattleTech. And I come to find out in the Huntsville area, they have like a big board game group. They have a big bolt action group. They have a big BattleTech group. They got Discords for it and everything. It's a whole heaping thing. And I'm glad for them to be able to come out and show not only their passions, but to teach other people their passions and whatnot. Man, you even saw the sign. I forgot. They had Sabak. Like, who plays the Star Wars card game of testing your wits and gambling? That's cool. That's amazing. But anyway, that is the tabletop game room. Before we switch to another thing, I just want to say, I'm going to pull up this picture of this guide, this book. Now, it says it's supposed to be your guide to gaming in the tabletop room, but I swear to you, this is the holy Bible for the whole entire convention. It has everything. It has the map of the convention. It has the game schedule for every single game that they're going to have in the tabletop room on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not only that, it also has the panel schedule for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Literally, You go into the tabletop room, you get this book, you have your pamphlet and your schedule for everything. That's it. And it has also all the sponsors that helped out. It wasn't even at the front table. You just had to go to the tabletop room. And once you got it, boom, you were set. But with that being said, let's just show you the holy grail of what everybody likes to do at the convention. The vendor hall. Welcome to Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo's vendor hall. It is big. It is large. It spans multiple ballrooms. It probably could have more space if it needed to, but there were some special things there that they needed space for. For instance, in the back corner where I'm walking to, but more to the right, is the photo op booth area, to where they do all the photo ops with the guests, and also that's where the 501st were. And on the way other side of this vendor hall are where all the guests are. That's where all people line up, get your autographs and whatnot and other things with them. So I'm not gonna show you the entire walkthrough that I did, just so few bits and highlights and whatnot, because as I was walking through, I met up with one of my con buddies, my con bros, and we just had a run of the entire place. But also at the same time, I managed to scout out the vendor hall, because as I always tell myself, and I'll give a tip for you all as well, use day one to scout out the vendor hall and try to decide and budget yourself on what you want to get. Try not to impulse buy things. If you see that there's multiples of the items, it's okay. You can come back to it later. But try to budget yourself. Try to see what you want to see. Make a mental note of it. And then move on elsewhere. Because if you spend like all of your budget on one half of the vendor hall, and then you get to the other half and there's something that you really want to see, but then you look at your wallet, you look at your bank account, and you're like, I can't do anything. So yeah, see everything that you want to get, and then just make a mental note of it. And then maybe that same day you pull the trigger and you buy everything, or maybe the next day, or maybe on Sunday. Maybe there's a chance to where on Sunday the vendors will do a special flash sale. It's the third day, maybe they're not doing so hot, maybe need to move some products, so they'll drop the prices on a couple of things. There might be like a deal going on, 2 for 1, 3 for this, 5 for whatever. Just really be patient. Be okay with your money. It's fine. It'll still be there. Trust me. And you know what? Maybe there's a thing that you see on one vendor has, maybe another vendor has it on the other side of the hall. Who really knows? Just patience. Pace yourself. It's okay. It's a marathon, not a race, if you know what I mean. Yeah, with that, I saw incredible amount of things. I saw multiple other vendors that I've seen all across the years of me going to conventions time and time again. And I really didn't get it too much. I'll tell you guys what I got in day 2, because that's when I actually bought things. Well, actually no, I bought 2 things today for my con buddy. Helping him out, he's cool. Gotta support my friends' interests. Gotta indulge in them and show appreciation for everything that they've done. I was flying solo. I was predicting myself to fly solo all 3 days, but since he came along and tagged along with me and drugged me around a couple of times, I was like, it's fair. I dig it. But speaking of him dragging me along, you know what? Let me talk about him for a little bit. He's cool. He's a cool guy. I'll show up a few times to where he's interacted with a whole bunch of people, and he'll just make people laugh and start up conversations, and it's really a fun thing. It's just
Hey, you like black holes.
What did he say?
Pause. Because you said it, I knew you were going to I had to pause. The cosmic phenomenon.
There we go.
Before you and your dirty ass. Because I knew.
I was just about to just be the like.
No. Because I knew you weren't thinking of it because you knew what I was referring to. I wasn't giving you the opportunity. I knew you thought it was
thinking. I was thinking.
Yeah, I know my clientele well enough.
I know my clientele.
It's gonna take him about 5 seconds.
If you see somebody that's part of a fandom that you like, just go up to them, compliment their cosplay, or do something related to the fandom, like a cool pose, a saying, or what have you, and see their reaction. Get that conversation going, and then maybe you guys can link up, be friends, walk around together, have lunch together, get food. Who knows, and then that compounds more and more and more. And if you're somebody looking for that, social interaction, that's how you do it. Find somebody that does what you like and just go from there. That's pretty much it. And it was just cool to see all of the different conversations that he was having, and me, of course, also weighing in as well and giving my own 2 cents here and there, and me and him going back and forth and a few arguments. It's fun. It's a fun time, and that's what conventions are for. Everyone, all the fandoms coming together, intermingling, introducing one another to their different muses and passions, and just celebrate anime, pop culture, comics, whatever have you. Video games, it doesn't matter. We're all here to have fun and just experience new things. So around this time is where I had only like a few minutes left before my table started in the tabletop game room for the game I wanted to play, which was Everdell. And I had already played Everdell. I already have the game itself, and I played one game of it. But I saw it on the list, and I thought, ooh, if there's more people, I could definitely get a chance to play with a 4-person game. And that's what I did. And I didn't get any footage of that. I really wasn't thinking of it at the time, and I probably wouldn't want to get them on camera if they didn't want to. So we'll leave it at that. And this is just me going back to the tabletop room. And I played that for a few hours, had a fun time. Just met 3 other awesome people, just chatting it up, having fun, making jokes, playing Everdell. Truly an amazing time. And afterwards, I went off, I guess, the beaten path for myself and joined a LARP session. One called the Vampire the Masquerade LARP game. Now, I already knew what Vampire the Masquerade was. I know of the setting. And I'm not going to say I was like a lore master of it, but I understood the times and I understood how to act as a vampire during that time and during that setting. And it did say you come in costume or your cosplay, or you come as you are, and I came as I was, and I just wanted to experience my first LARP session. And it was interesting. It was very loose. I learned halfway through, and at the end of it, it was the light version of the actual LARP game. And I'm not talking about the tabletop version where you have your character sheets and you can play with a game master. No, this is more of a whole bunch of people are role playing as vampires of their individual clans, and they're trying to achieve a goal. And the goal was, for this particular game, was to trade resources and get certain resources to get a certain amount of points in order to be the victor at the end of the game. And the way they do that is that, you talk with other people and you try to figure out what resources they have and what you can do to trade, and just try to be sociable. And it was, for all intents and purposes, fun. And it seemed like everyone was enjoying themselves and really getting into character. And for me, it was also the same until I felt like some because it was very loose and we didn't have like all the rules laid out for us, and there was a lot of things that we shouldn't have done that we couldn't do, but we did anyway. And there were certain things we could do, but we didn't know about. Like, for instance, like we could actually fight people because we had stats and everything, and we were supposed to draw cards, but I drew not a single card ever, nor did I have a chance to fight. So I don't know. It's if I would do it again, I would very much like to have like a set of rules laid out, which everybody was on page, so that I wouldn't feel like I was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. That sort of thing. But like I said, at the end of it, they all enjoyed themselves. We crowned our new prince, and it was a fun time to be had. And after that, I went back to the hotel room, which is connected to, well, the hotel itself is connected to the Von Braun Center, the Embassy Suites. So I didn't have to, drive anywhere or whatever. All I had to do is walk up some stairs, go through a hall, boom, the elevator's right there. I'm in the hotel. Let's go. But that was pretty much it for day one at the Expo. I really enjoyed my entire time in day one. But hey, this is day one of a 3-day anime convention. Saturday, day two, is always the biggest, always the craziest, and there's even more stuff to do and even more people to see. So be on the lookout for day two, which will be dropping within the next few days. No longer than a week, I'll say that. But until then, for those of you who are watching, I actually went to the expo, comment down below, let us know what y'all thought of the expo. I mean, what was your favorite moment of the expo? What was your favorite cosplay that you saw? Talk about it, ask questions, things of that nature. And let's just, vibe out. In any case, hope all of you have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.